Hello and welcome everybody, this is Omar from Team Ursaring bringing you today another deck profile that we got going on. And today's deck profile is going to be the PikaRom with the new Choo Choo going around. I think this deck's going to be really good. It's very consistent and very fast. So we're going to get going, guys. So first of all, we're going to start off with the Pokemon lineup on this deck profile. And we're going to start off with the Pikachu PikaRom. Now this is a must for this deck. I think the attacks, both the GX and the regular attack, are really good for the full blitz and attack bolt GX. They're really good attacks. It puts the pressure. You're able to get energies out, and it's it's the main bread and butter for this deck since it's able to just charge up so fast and be able to take knockouts. And if you're going against a deck that has some bench Pokemon without the Mew on their bench, you're able to take advantage of that attack bolt GX and get ahead of the prizes. So it's a very good card to have. It's really easy to set up. The 3 energies is nothing for this deck to get there fast. So our second set of Pokemon that we got going on, it's going to be a 2 copy of Zeraora. Now this Pokemon is another great card for this deck. It's a lightning type. It's able to give a lot of movement to this deck with its ability where it allows Pokemon to have an electric energy attached to them just to move around the board freely. So wonderful card to have. I think a 2 count is great. Just in case one is prized, you have the other one, or if one gets knocked out, you still have the other one. This deck relies on a lot of switching to be able to prevent the opponent to take knockouts. So it's a really good card to have. You're able to use it and sync it well with the Zapdos or the new Choo Choo going around. It's a great card to have, guys. The attack's not bad on it either. The GX is pretty cool, it gets you energies, but mostly the attack, just in case you need a backup attacker, it's able to get you where you need to be to get those little pesky attacks out. So the third Pokemon that we got going on, it's going to be a 2 copy of the Dane. Now this card right here is wonderful. It allows you to discard your hand, drop the 6 cards. You can only use one per turn, but it's alright. It's great for setting up. You're able to dig into your deck even more. With Pikachu, you want some energies in the discard pile, so you can use Tapu Koko's ability to get some energies on the board fast. So in case you don't get a good hand to start off with, and you have a Dane and you are able and willing to discard your whole hand, you're able to get out of a hard spot with the Dane, or even dig into more. I've seen a lot of people use the Dane, they play their cards down, the Dane for a fresh hand of 6, play more cards down, and then Lily for 8 on their first turn, and half their deck is gone. So this card just adds more consistency to this deck, which is amazing. Now the new addition to this deck is the new Raichu and Alolan Raichu right here. And we're going to be running a 2 count. I think 2 count is really good. You don't need 3 count of either of these Pokemon. The 2 count is good for both of them, because if they take one now, it's okay, you got to back up. Or if you're just ahead on the prizes, you don't need to, either or. So with this new Pokemon, I like to think this will be your new main focus Pokemon here for attacking if you're not able to get Pikachu set up, or depending on the matchup. Because with this Pokemon, believe it or not, with the GX, you're able to take the one-hit knockouts on the bigger tag team Pokemons that have the 270 or even more. The Lightning, what is that? Lightning Raid GX does 150, but if you have 2 extra energies attached to it, which is extremely easy to get with this deck, 2 extra energies, so a total of 5 energies attached to this GX, which is 1 less cheaper than the tag bolt over here. You're able to do 100 damage more, so a total of 250. 250 plus the electro power gets you knockouts on any of the bigger tag team GXs. So it allows you to hit the one hit knockouts with this Pokemon, and it's a great card to have because it's 260, a little harder to knock out as well. Now its first attack is really good as well. This is why we have Zeraora in here. It's just like Zapdos, if you bring it up from the bench to the active, it does more damage, and along with doing more damage, it paralyzes, I believe. No, or either it just paralyzes. So it's able to do the 60 more damage. Let me read it, make sure on that one. I'm sorry guys. Yeah, 80 more damage. Okay, so I was right. So bring it up from the bench to the active, it does an 80 extra damage, so 160 plus paralyzation. So right now conditions are really hard to deal with because of No Guzmas, no retreats right now. The only thing, if the person is running switches, that's the only way they can get out of it. And it just makes it that much harder for them to deal with. And it's a great card because you're hitting for 160. They can't return knock you out unless they already did some damage onto this Pokemon. So whatever it's on the opponent's side for active, you're able to knock it out or retreat, promote a different Pokemon to get some knockout. So it's a great card to have. Great new addition for this deck, guys. And so we're gonna move this down here. Our next set of cards is going to be a 2-2 split or a 2-2 line right here of Zapdos. This is a great card. It's going to help with those single prize attackers. Even with Giratina, it's going to help. It doesn't get the knockouts in Giratina because you have to use so many electro powers, but you're able to fish out some Inkays if you can with the custom catchers that are in this deck to kind of prevent them from getting any more set up. And so it's a great card. It also starts pinging away some damage for 1 energy cost. Same thing, you bench, send it up to the active, it does more damage. It's a great card to have for a single energy, and just a great attacker all around, guys. So we're going to move it down here. And our last Pokemon for this deck profile is going to be the Tapu Koko. Now Tapu Koko is, this is what makes this deck shine so well, with the ability to Dance with the Ancients, where you're able to send it into the Lost Zone and get 2 energies from your discard and attach it to your bench Pokemon. So you can't attach 2 energies to one, but you have to split it, which is a great way to get some energies on the board and then energy switches wherever you want. So that is the Pokemon lineup for this deck profile, guys. Simple. Everything's a 2-2 minus the Tapu Koko. I think that's all you need for this deck profile, to believe it or not. It's just that simple, and it's so consistent. So it just sets up so well. It's able to hit numbers, little and big. So it's just all around good count with Pokemon. So onto our supporter line. Yeah, our supporter line is a little smaller than our item line, so we're going to start with the supporters. So I believe that the 2 Vogner that we got here, it's a great count for this deck. It allows you to get energy and an item card. This deck runs on energy switches. So if you need an energy switch for that turn, or either a custom catcher, you're able just to Vogner, get an energy, custom catcher, energy switch, whatever item you need, you're able to get out with Vogner instead of just trying to dig and get rid of resources to get that card. So it's just another great card to have to be able to fish out whatever you need for that turn. Okay, so on to our second supporter, which is going to be a 4 count of Cynthia. Now Cynthia, like I said before, is a great search mechanic, a great draw supporter. If you get stuck with a hand that's not good at all, and it's not going to work for you, you're able to shuffle your hand into your deck, draw 6 new cards, and you're able to play more cards. It's just a great card to have. So a 4 count is a must for this deck to be able to search and keep searching cards out, shuffle bad ones in, or just play out your hand and get another search mechanic going. So our last supporter is going to be the 4 count Lily. Now this is another great draw supporter, especially for this deck, since it's going through its hands so fast, guys. So I've seen people do, like I said earlier, the play their hand down to Dane for 6, play their hand down even more, and then Lily for 8. It's just a great card to have, especially to start off first turn with it, because this deck takes its full potential. It takes full advantage of this card right here to draw more cards. This deck is not going to be slowed down. If once it gets going off the first turn, it's not going to be slowed down, guys. It's that good. Okay, so we are going to put these away real quick, and we're going to get into our item count. Alright, so for stadium wise, we're going to be running, now this is a little different, 2 Lysander Labs. Now the Lysander Labs, we chose to run this because it's supposed to be Viridian Forest, but everybody is playing that card, so you're just going to use your opponent's Viridian Forest to get whatever you need. And really, you don't need to fish out energies for this deck because you are going through this deck so fast that you really don't need to fish them out. So the Lysander Labs is great for all the matchups because everybody's running spell tags, everybody's running skateboards, and whatever else, Sheninjas. Oh my goodness, this card right here stops all that nonsense, and it just helps you so much, and it doesn't hurt you at all. So that's the plus side of Lysander's Lab. Just a great card to have all around. Our other stadium that we have, of course, is going to be Thunder Mountain. This is the must for this deck. It just adds that extra energy in there. It allows you to do attacks for 1 less energy. It's just a great card, and also you can bump stuff away. You must have this card. It's so good in this deck. Okay, so we're going to move these down here. Okay, so for a little bit of search mechanic, It's a little different, but we're gonna have 2 Pokemon communications. Now, I think this is a really good count because it allows you to search out Pokemon that you need. For instance, you can't use Electric Magnetic Radar to get your Zapdos or Tapu Koko out. So you have these 2 cards, and this is where it comes in handy because if you're gonna start off with Pokemon in your hand, or you can either use Electromagnetic Radar to get some Pokemon and then Pokemon Communication to get that Tapu Koko out. And that's what we want for our first turn, guys. We want to get that Koko out. We want to use this ability the first turn. You know, we just want to get on the ball and get rolling with this deck right here, guys. So the 2 count of Pokemon Communication is a great count because you don't need no more than that. I mean, you only have three Pokemon that you can't fish out with Pokemon with Electromagnetic Radar. So this is a great count right here, guys. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our second search mechanic here, guys, for getting Pokemon out, and we're gonna be running a 4 count of Electromagnetic Radar. Now, I believe this count is really good. It guarantees you so much search. I like it a lot. I was thinking of running 3, but the 4 really helps a lot to start off with because you're just gonna go through your deck. Yeah, this deck has a lot of room with it, a lot of play with it. You're able to take in options if you want, but I rather set up consistency. I rather get Pokemon out what I need. I need to get more Pokemon just in case I need to get Tapu Koko, and this card allows me to do such that. So it's a great card to have. I like the 4 count. You can get all your GXs out with this card because everything's electric in this deck. Your PikaRoms, your new Choo-Choos, your Zeraoras, your Dedanes. I mean, everything is searchable with these cards right here, and it's fantastic because all you do is throw away 2 cards, you search out 2 Pokemon. It's a great card to have, guys. So we're gonna bump that down there. Okay, so we're gonna start off with, let me see, another set of cards we have. It's a 4 count. It's gonna be a 4 count of Energy Switch, and like I said before, this deck runs off of these things. You want to get those energy switches going because once you Tapu Koko around, you want to move those energies to your main attacker or whoever you're going to use to attack with and just use it. I mean, if you can do it first turn, if you're going second, you can get that energy out. All you need is 3, attach, full blitz, get some more energies. You are set up extremely well, and you want to make sure that you want to hit it. So I think the 4 count is wonderful along with the Electromagnetic Radar. It's just going to help you that much to thin out your deck to get these cards, or either to search them and use them. It's just so good to have, guys. And on top of that, we are going to add a new addition from this new set that just came out, which is going to be Tag Switch. Tag Switch lets you move 2 energies from a tag team Pokemon up to any other Pokemon. Great card, extremely good. I know it's 5 energy switches, but this is great because let's say that one of your tag teams is about to go down and you want to move those energies so they don't go to waste, because after you use Koko, there's nothing else to get your energies back besides the Zeraora GX. But to be honest, we're not going to be using that, guys. So the tag switch is extremely well. You got something that's about to go down. You know what? Let me preserve my energies. Tag switch lets you move 2. Wonderful card to have, just as an extra energy moval ability. So we are going to move up to, of course, another main card for this deck. It's going to be the 4 count Electro Power. Now this card adds a lot of power to this. It allows you to hit those numbers that you need, or just to do extra damage. Now these, you run a 1/4 because you're going to be using it. You're going to be using this card to hit those numbers. You're going to be using it against Charizard with Choo-Choo. You're going to be using it against everything that you needed to get knockouts. Just a great card to have, and just adds an extra 30 power. And this is the only deck that has damage plus to anything right now with the extra 30. There's no more choice band, so this takes a spot for choice band. It's an item card. I mean, it's not a, you can't attach it and use it, but you're able to use it for that turn. 30 extra damage goes a long ways. Okay, so we're gonna bump those down real quick. We're gonna move these over here. Sorry guys, we're gonna make some room. A lot of 4-ups in this deck. All right, and of course for our next card, Custom Catcher. We got 4 custom catchers you want to run in this deck. It's extremely well. It lets you gust up Pokemon that you want to knock out, or since you're going through this deck so fast and your hand through good, allows you to draw three cards. So it's extremely good cards, very versatile. You're able to do 2 things with it. And this deck, both things you're able to use. You're able to use it to get 3 cards because you are going to be going down your hand size if you're playing it extremely aggro. or if you need to fish out a Pokemon for the win, or something annoying that's going to prevent you to win the game, Custom Catcher allows you to do that. And with Lysander's Lab, it's so easy to search out custom catchers, energy switches, electro power, anything that you need for item wise. You're able to get it and get the combos off. So this deck is just that good to be able to get combos off that you need, guys. Okay, for our last set of 4, it's going to be the Acrobike. So the Acrobike, I like it a lot. It's just another way to go through your deck extremely fast, get those cards that you need. Let's say that you don't have either or of these right here, Energy Switch or Custom Catcher. Acrobikes let you fish out more stuff, or even more to get the the Vulcaner that we need to fish out either one. It's just a great card to have. I like the 4 count, just adds that more consistency to digging into your deck, setting up well. Just all around good card. Okay, so for our last 2, we are going to start off with the Reset Stamp. Now, Reset Stamp is a wonderful card. If your opponent's ahead of prizes, you're able to use it to knock them down to whatever prize they have remaining. It's only for your opponent, so it's like an N but better. Okay, so it's a great card to have. A one of is that's all you need in this deck, because your goal is not to be behind prizes, because this deck sets up so well, guys. So the other card that we're gonna have is Stadium Nav. Now this is another great card, just in case you flip some coins. For each coin you get to search a stadium. This is a wonderful card. Just gives you another way to search out your stadiums when you need them. So if you're going against Malamar, you need Lysander's Lab for that turn so that spell tag damage doesn't go through. That's the card you want, or either just draw into it. It's just a wonderful card to have. It helps a lot, guys. Extremely helps a lot to fish out what you need. If you get double heads Lysander's Lab, you got Thunder Mountain that you can fish out. Just a great card to have. Now for the energy count. Remove some cards out of the way. So we are going to have 3. Oops, sorry. 6, 9, 11. Yeah, so we got 11 energy count. Now this is plenty of energy. You're able to just go through it and get it out so fast with this deck that you will not need no more energy. The 11 count energy is extremely well. You could bump it up to 1 energy, but I think the 11 count is just perfect with all the cards that you have in the deck. It's just perfect. You're able to use it all. You're able to get it out. You're able to get the full blitz going. You're able to charge up another Pokemon. Yeah, no other Pokemon needs more energy unless you're going to go for the GX attack. And most of the time from now, with the meta going on, you're going to use the new Choo-Choo's attack to get those knockouts for the bigger tag team GXs. And so it's a great count to have for the 11. Alright guys, so that is the deck profile for the Pikachu Zekrom with Choo-Choo in it. I like it a lot. It's extremely consistent. It's able to set up so well, and when it gets going, guys, it's hard to stop. It's hard to stop because if you set up well full blitz first turn, you're just attaching energies and your opponent's left to deal with it. And right now, Charizard was the biggest threat. It still is because it's annoying to take out now, but it's slowed down so much because of the greens version now. It's not able to just highway and like tell you, hey, what you gonna do about it now. You're the one saying, hey, what are you gonna do? Because now you have the energy acceleration, you're faster than Charizard. Charizard's running a little bit behind, and you have custom catches just in case it's set up. And with the new Choo-Choo, you're taking those one-hit knockouts on the Charizard, so it just adds that more consistency. And along with, I know there's going to be Sylveon players. I mean, it's going to add that consistency with Sylveon players. The only thing that's going to hurt right now, if you go against a Sylveon player, it's going to be if they get the Fairy Charm for the electricity. But there's ways around there right now too. With you're running Lysander Lab, so this deck is prepared to deal with that. Along with Shedinja, you know, if you're going against a Shedinja player, Lysander Labs, tag both, get ahead of the prizes and take care of 2 Shedinjas at that moment. So it's a great deck, guys. Really fun to play. It's going to be great for beginners, people that are just picking it up. It's going to be great for, you know, to take to tournaments because it's so easy to be played. It's not extremely hard at all. It's just a fun deck to play, guys. Alright guys, so that's the deck profile for it. I appreciate you watching, and if you can subscribe and comment, that'd be awesome, or either like, I would appreciate it, and keep you posted for the next deck profiles that we got coming up. I think the next one's going to be the Charizard, or either Persephone. I think I have to finish Persephone, but it's going to be the Charizard one next, guys. Alright guys, well I appreciate it. Peace out.